What's up everyone, it's me Taylor, and today I'm going to be doing my very first own original book tag. So thinking up of this tag, I wanted to take two things that I loved on YouTube and put it together to make a book tag. One of them is BookTube, obviously, and the second is Starkid. I don't know if you know about Starkid, but they are a theater company that puts on their own original parody musicals, and they are honestly some of the funniest things I have ever seen. I am a big musical theater fan, so this was just perfect for me because it took some of the stories that I loved and put like a funny musical twist on them. Starkid is mostly known for their Harry Potter musicals, the Harry Potter trilogy, but they also have a wide variety of other musicals too. There's Holy Musical Batman, Starship, Annie, a parody, which is based off of Star Wars. They even have the Oregon Trails. It's just so good. I love all of them and they always make me laugh. So I figured I would take some of my favorite songs from all these musicals and put like a question to each one and try to find a character or a book that matches that song. So I have 10 of my favorite songs from these shows for the questions. I will leave links to all these fantastic songs down below if you want to go check those out if you've never heard them before. The first question is for the song Rogues Are We, which is a villain mashup song. This question is, who is your favorite villain? My favorite villain is Queen Lavanna from the Lunar Chronicles series. Now, I just read all the Lunar Chronicles last year and I absolutely love them. Lavanna is such a fantastic villain. She's so fleshed out. I have not read the prequel Fairest yet, which is all about her origin and how she came to rule. But like, I love the way she reacts to when things don't go her way. She's just kind of goes crazy and it's just fantastic. Song number 2 is Granger Danger from a Harry Potter musical. This was one of my favorite songs from the first ever Starkid musical I ever saw, and it is basically a duet between Ron and Draco talking about their feelings for Hermione at the Yule Ball, and it's just hilarious. I'm falling in love, falling in love, falling in love with Hermione Granger. Love that song. So the question that goes along with this song is a couple that you ship that never shows up in canon, since it's all about Draco and Hermione in that song, which is actually my answer for this question. So yes, Draco and Hermione, I like to read some of their fanfiction sometimes when I'm in the mood to read Harry Potter fanfiction. And usually when I do, I read Hermione fanfic. I know it's not real, but I just find it kind of hilarious how they would bounce off each other if they ever were together. Number 3 is I Wanna Be, which is from the musical Starship. If you don't know about this musical, it is basically the story of The Little Mermaid, but set in space, and it's probably my favorite Starkid musical. For the song I Wanna Be, that's when the main character is talking, it's basically the part of your world song. So the question for this is a character whose life you want to steal. Which character's life do I want to steal? I want to be, get it? I want to be Kath from Fangirl because she's absolutely amazing. She's almost exactly like me, honestly, except I don't have Levi, and that's one of the main reasons I want to steal Kath's life, is so I can have Levi, and so I can have an 8th book to my favorite series. Unlike Harry Potter, Simon Snow has 8 books and Harry Potter only has 7, so I would love to steal Kath's life and have an extra book to my favorite series and also the wonderful Levi. The 4th song is Dynamic Duet from Holy Musical Batman. This is a duet sung by Batman and Robin when they first meet, and it's one of the funniest songs in the musical, in my opinion. Long lost brothers who found each other and love each other like family. So cute. So for this one, it's who is your favorite book duo? And my favorite duo is Fred and George Weasley from Harry Potter. Honestly, how can you not love the Weasley twins? They were my favorite characters in the books before I read the 3rd book, and that's when Remus Lupin became my favorite character. But I still loved Fred and George throughout the entire series because they're jokesters and they go out and pranking everything. And the 5th book is one of the best because they just run amok. So I would love if Fred and George were real. I know some people who are kind of like Fred and George, but they're not actually brothers. But yes, Fred and George are my favorite book duo. The fifth song is You Gotta Go from Trail to Oregon, and it is based off of the Oregon Trails video game, that old video game. And it's an interactive play that it changes every time you see it, except for the one that's on YouTube because that's one filming of it. The song You Gotta Go, the question is a character's death who you really want to happen. So I chose in the book The Darkest Minds that I really wanted Clancy to die in the first book. I really wanted him to die, honestly. He's one of my least favorite characters, and he's just absolutely horrible. I hate him so much. I really, really wanted him to die. So, you gotta go, Clancy. The sixth song is Super Friends from Holy Musical Batman. This one is the song at the end where all the Justice League members come together and sing the closing song, and it's just wonderful. So for the question for this one, it is a kick-butt hero team. So who is my kick-butt hero team that I love? My favorite hero team is the team of Jace, Alec, and Izzy. Those three in the beginning of the Mortal Instruments series were a fantastic trio fighting together, and it was just epic, and they just worked so well together. They get things done, so they are my favorite hero team. The seventh song on here is one of my favorites from the sequel to A Harry Potter musical, A Harry Potter sequel, and that is The Coolest Girl, and it's sung by Hermione Granger, and I absolutely love that song so much. It really empowers you if you hear it. I am the coolest girl in the whole wide world. I know it, but I can't show it at all. Love it, love it. So for this song, it is an underdog who rises to the top. The girl I chose for this song is Emily from Since You've Been Gone. She started off the book as a really shy person, and throughout the entire book, she really breaks out of her shell and becomes her own person, and she just gets awesome at the end that I really admire her and want to be like her now. I want to break out of my shell, which is one of the reasons why I started doing this channel, because I really hope that it just opens me up to new things. The eighth question is for the song Status Quo from Starship. I say no to status quo. This song is about breaking the status quo, as you can probably guess from the title. And it's just a great message and a great song in the story. So the question for this song is a character who breaks the social norms and is their own person. And I chose Lola from Lola and the Boy Next Door. She is just a great example of someone who does not care what others think about her. She goes out and she dresses up in extravagant costumes every day of her life. She just loves to wear all these crazy outfits, and she honestly doesn't care what people think about that because she's being her own person, and her being her own person inspires other people to be their own person as well. She doesn't follow the fashions that everyone else follows. She just goes out and wears wigs and these crazy outfits, and it's just fantastic. Her homecoming dress, she wanted to make a Marie Antoinette costume for her homecoming dress, complete with the big gigantic wig, and that's just fantastic. So yes, Lola breaks the social norm. She is saying no to the status quo. Number 9 is from the musical Twisted, The Untold Story of a Royal Vizier, which is a spin-off of Wicked, but also Disney and Aladdin, which is fantastic. The song is called No One Remembers Achmed, and it's just one of the funniest songs in the whole play, because it's about a character who had maybe a minute of screen time in the actual movie Aladdin, so the song is kind of making fun of that, because no one remembers Achmed, because no one actually remembers him from the movie, except for me, because of this musical, honestly. So the question for this song is a character you wish was more in the spotlight, like Achmed. So for this, I chose Will Solis from the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. I really enjoyed his character in the last book, The Last Olympian, and I really would have liked to know him more because we do see him again in the Heroes of Olympus series, but I still felt like I needed to know more about Will Solis because he was just such a fireball in the Heroes of Olympus series when we saw him at one point, that I was like, whoa, this is kind of different from when we first saw him in The Last Olympian, where he made a really small appearance in. And I just wish we would have gotten to know him better before we got to know him again in the second series. And for the last song in question, I chose, of course, Happy Ending. And this song is also from Twisted, and it is a book with a happy ending that you felt just had everything in it that you wanted. And for me, this was Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare, and it is the third book in the Infernal Devices series, and it's just absolutely wonderful. I loved it so much. If you have not read the Infernal Devices yet, you really should, because it's just a perfect trilogy, and the ending was just all I ever wanted. Usually endings to a series are not that great and not satisfying, but this one was. It was very much satisfying, and oh, I'm just so excited to see more from these characters and from this author coming up in her new series, The Dark Artifices, and I'm just so excited. So that is all I have for this book tag, the Starkid book tag. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys would want to do it too, and if you haven't seen or heard of Starkid, I hope that I introduced you to them and that you go and watch their videos, because they're just fantastic. I will link their channel down below, and I will also link each of the songs for these questions down below as well. If you want to do this tag, go ahead. I tag you right now. You have been tagged. And I will also tag some other specific people as well. I don't know if they've seen Starkid or not, but we'll see. And even if you haven't seen these musicals, you can still answer these questions. They're not really hard questions to figure out compared to the songs if you've never even seen them. If you want to follow me on social media, I will link everything down below, and I will see you guys again with my next video. Goodbye.